He wished me happy birthday.
Well, Race over here is still setting up the cameras as he always do. He's got.
Wow, thanks!
Yeah. I guess we can go ahead and start doing a roll call, Race. Is that cool?
Yeah, do it.
All right. So this is the Semi-Perfect Podcast. Who here is new to that concept? All right, so it's a podcast. It says in the name. And our podcast, we do it bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, where we have some friends who aren't here at this con, but we all just hop on Discord and we stream our shenanigans. We talk about, oh yeah, there he is.
Hi.
We talk about pony stuff. We talk about just movies in general, entertainment, and Steve Harvey. You're a what? You're a what? Shoot the breeze, have some fun, do some Q&A, and that's going to be the heart of this panel for the most part. Is we want to interact with you guys. Hence the microphone in the middle.
Yes, and what's cool about this panel is for the first time ever, Saberspark and I are joined by both of our girlfriends. On our left we have Laura.
Hello.
Hello, Laura.
She has no alias, just Laura.
No, yeah. I'm not clever enough to have
I
pony
thought
name.
your last name was your alias for a while.
Well, that can work, I guess.
It has the word art in it, and I'm like, that's so cute.
And to your right is your girlfriend Toodles.
Hi, I'm pretty much the manager.
Now keep that going for the next hour and a half.
That's the panel.
Sarah essentially is like the producer of the Semi-Perfect Podcast. Yeah, she does all the
unsung hero.
Yeah, and all the uploading and all the usually the.
And she's done a darn good job at it too, because I was the one who used to handle it. Hence why there wasn't much to see for a while. And then she picked up the reins. So a big shout out to Sarah for being the logistical side of it.
Thanks.
Yeah, so it's and like we said, it's we're.
So help me, I'll make this a church sermon. I will make you shake the hand of the person next to you. I will.
Oh, and where's our offering plate?
See, I'm an introvert, and I used to go to church, and whenever the pastor would say, shake the hand of the person next to you, I'm like, oh no. So there'd be some old lady going like, hey there, young fella. As you were,
making her move.
Yeah.
This is church. But yeah, so this is essentially, like Saber said, it's strongly going to be a Q&A based panel.
Chilled out, having fun.
We like just to have fun, ask whatever. If you guys want to put us on the spot, our girlfriends are up here for that exact reason.
The only rule is to keep it moderately clean.
Everyone,
it's a family-friendly convention. You have to be family-friendly.
Our girlfriends are here.
Like PG, but from like the 70s. So.
What, dude, that was so odd. It was more strict back then. I thought.
Jaws was fine.
That was like that was R, wasn't it?
Jaws PG.
Yeah.
PG.
I'm thinking of Sharknado.
That one's mature.
Spaceballs was PG.
Spaceballs.
An airplane has things in it.
Wait, Airplane was PG?
Yeah. Gremlins was PG. I think Beastmaster was PG.
Keep listing PG movies.
Yeah. Star Wars. Alright, so I want to kick this off.
Well, I guess. So first off, okay, so we joked about this, but one thing that we do, I don't know if, for anyone that follows us on Twitter, they might occasionally see these random food tweets that happen during the podcast. And what it is we always have people send a picture in of what they're eating.
Because Race, when he gets home to do the podcast, he's right off of work, hasn't had dinner yet, and he's like, what are you all eating?
It's all that matters at that moment, so. But, I guess first off, thank you all for joining us here today. We're looking to have a good old time. And again, guys, we're at a pony convention, but it can be random. It typically
Pony
is random.
convention's already pretty random.
Good on us. Yeah. So, round of applause to all of us who've made it this far.
We're amazing. We deserve this. We do.
All right. So, what do you think we should do? Should we just kind of jump into...
See some food post.
Yeah, let's see.
Who's got food? Well, let's start. What do you got?
Hey, I have one. You want one?
Wait, really?
We're going to get to... Oh my god, he has Oreos! What's your name? My name's...
Wow, this is the best panel ever!
Thank you.
Shake your hand. We just...
All right, thanks guys for joining us.
All right, have a good con.
All right, so we got our food here to show. So we have 2 options. We got a fork in the road. We have the 90-calorie great value.
Is 90 calories good or bad for something of this size?
Stop asking questions. This is evil.
Oh, okay.
Right? 90-calorie chewy granola. We got Oreos. We got Oreos. I have a question for you all, okay? I saw a picture online where it had the ultimate Oreo, where they took all the icing out and they put it between 2 cookies.
Yeah.
Who here would eat that? All right, we got some with pleasure.
With the one you have.
With gusto. All right. Well, okay.
Do it.
Let's see.
Yeah, you got the box.
I want to talk to you, sir. What do you have right there? It looks
Sounds delicious.
Looks great.
What you got?
A vanilla milkshake from Jack in the Box.
Nice.
And a large number 7 Jack in the Box combo meal in my belly.
Nice. A burger and fries.
You know, it's so funny. My dad, whenever we'll be like driving, and I'll be like, "Hey, let's eat something like cool," you know, like let's go to a restaurant. And he'll be like, or we could go to Carl's Jr., who has their $4.99 special where you get French fries, a drink, and a burger. And I'm just like, stop listening to the radio.
You should be following Wendy's Twitter account instead.
So much savagery.
All right, other food. What do we have? Drinks, food, candy, bits of string.
We're not asking you to throw food at.
What do you have, sir?
French chips.
French chips?
French chips.
Oh,
Pretzel chips.
oh, pretzel chips. We had some of those on the airplane over. You know, it's great when you ever bring food on a flight, you feel superior to everyone else. Because you're like, I'll have the peanuts. And you're like, fool, and you open a big bag of jerky. I've actually thought about like buying plane tickets just to sell food. And then I realized that's a huge waste of money. I made $20 by buying a $300 flight to California. Any other food posts? Any other drinks? You got one? Yeah.
Just everyone's supplied here. Well, thanks for the
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to eat 2 packs by myself.
Well, not with that
We
attitude.
didn't steal your dinner, did we?
No, you didn't. I have Subway in my stomach right now, so.
Can I have that? I'll be your baby bird.
And that's why Sarah's gluten-free.
Hey, Sarah.
So Sarah, you, as you gave me your chewy bar, I actually eat like all the goodies that she's given because Sarah has celiac disease.
Yeah, it's a disease where I can't eat wheat, oat, barley, or rye, or my small intestine kind of like disagrees and like I get sick. So that's never a good thing. So it's something that I've gotten used to. I was diagnosed with it in 5th grade.
Yeah, and then she also can't eat dairy.
Yeah, that's the big bummer, I think. I can't eat like a lot of chocolate and stuff like that.
She's found ways to make nachos, and some like you're like a little scientist in the kitchen. You're like, I will make this work with this fake cheese.
Yeah.
And then we burn
Actually,
down
we
our
did.
kitchen, but we're making it work.
Works.
It actually only burns down when I'm cooking.
Yeah, I pretty much do all of the cooking at home. He makes cereal
And soup.
And buy food.
from a can.
And I buy food. Yes.
Do you find the cereal?
Cereals, I mean, for the most part, I mean, it's a difficult process. I could never figure out what the problem was when I take the cereal box and then I'd pour the milk inside.
You know what gets me?
You ever burn juice like Sweetie Belle's ever did? Like
Burned juice. What were we gonna say?
Okay, so I want to know favorite cereal mascots. Because yeah, so I had a conversation with some friends of mine about who the most powerful cereal mascot is.
John Cena.
Wait, is there? I just had this thought.
I like you.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there a female cereal mascot?
Yeah, John Cena. No, I don't. Is there a female cereal
I
mascot?
have no idea.
Can any of you
It's
think of
basically
one?
a field dominated by males, isn't it?
I don't think so.
This just occurred to me.
Well, I know what feminists can.
We should all boycott and eat Wheaties.
Wheaties. You know who's powerful is the sun from Raisin Bran.
Yeah, which one would win in a fight?
Yeah, a leprechaun or the sun.
No, but if it's,
I was being told by a friend that apparently, like, the idea of like breakfast being the most important meal of the day was actually like propaganda by cereal companies.
wow.
Where they're like, we gotta figure out a way to sell our stuff. Breakfast is important. Same thing with Got Milk, where after World War II, it's like, what kind of podcast we part? After World War II, they had all these dairy products left over because they were given to the soldiers, and they're like, well, we gotta sell this to like kids and stuff. We'll tell them that milk's important, and it works.
Sarah's sitting over here like, eh. No.
Yeah, I can go with that.
I never really liked the taste of milk anyway.
Well, didn't like the taste.
Chocolate milk.
Well, chocolate milk's
fine.
fine.
Real quick.
Yes.
The breakfast being the most important of the day. Well, I don't know whether or not that was started by cereal companies. I do know, however, that it was scientifically tested, and they did find out that it really is the most important meal.
You were wrong. All right, the most important meal is fourth meal, Taco Bell, 3 in the morning. It's been scientifically proven by magic.
Last year, do you guys know the Taco Bell story from?
Yes!
Anyone here who doesn't know?
About a Taco Bell story. All right, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
1 year ago this weekend.
Yep.
All right, so it was a while, about a year ago, and Race and I were here at Everfree 2016, and it was late at night on Saturday, and gosh darn it, we were hungry. Everything was closed though, except for Denny's, but we didn't want Denny's because I think we ate there like twice so far the entire weekend.
Yeah.
And we were like, let's go.
Well, it is Everfree Northwest tradition.
It is. Isn't Denny's like?
It was the only restaurant for the first few years.
Yeah, they got like the street dominated. Where like on one side of the street, Denny's. Other side of the street, way down there, Denny's. They cornered the market.
There's no escape.
There's no Waffle House though.
That's because we're not in like
Georgia,
Southeast.
we're in the south. No, so it was like what, midnight or something like that.
Yeah.
And Taco Bell by this time they've closed down the inside of the restaurant, so you can't go inside to order your food. But the drive-thru is still open, and we're like, well, we'll just walk by the drive-thru. And they're like, you need a vehicle in order to get food. And which
Fair enough.
it is fair because there have been stories about people like getting in the window at the cashier. So I understand, but
So we had a good idea.
we had a great idea.
So I saw this guy at the convention. He was wearing like a Corvette shirt, and I just happened to turn around and see this guy in the drive-thru with his Corvette shirt, and I'm like, oh, it's someone from the convention. Maybe we can see, like, we'll just have him order for us.
Yeah.
And then, and he had just finished ordering his food, and the guy was starting to tell him how much, it was going to be. And we're like, hey, can we ask you a favor? And over the speaker, you hear the guy go, and you can't order for those guys.
This was like...
What? And I turn around, and I see the cashier.
That's no exaggeration. That's no... And Race and I are like, oh, we're going to war. We're going to war. That's like throwing our tea in the harbor. We ain't gonna let it fly. So we're like, we gotta get a vehicle. We gotta figure this out. How can we get some wheels? Download Uber.
We are the smartest cat
We're like,
alley, I'll tell you that.
By spending about $30, we'll get our 20 cents food.
So Saber goes and calls up this Uber.
Who's this really cool Jamaican guy or something?
Yeah, and
he's like, hey, Mom, you get in the car.
And to be fair, we told the guy, you told him in advance, we don't want to waste your time.
I said
literally
an
what we're
extra
doing.
tip. Like, I want you to not feel like we wasted your time coming for a 100-feet drive.
So we get into the Uber car, and like you said, a very friendly Jamaican dude, and we're talking, we're like, bet you've never had to drive someone through a drive-through Uber before.
You're the 5th one this night, Mon. And I was like, but what? Oh, it's Washington.
That's why people get hungry at night. We thought we were so clever, but then we roll up. We roll up and we're like, now we're really going to
trying to
stick
be
it
like,
to that.
man, gotcha, you got it.
And the first thing he says, we are just about to order, he's like, by the way, I really want to thank you guys for getting a ride. It's policy. I'm sorry we couldn't help you out. And we're like,
and I spit everywhere.
it's okay. And then we ordered our food.
And then I was like, I'm not hungry.
You got like 2 burritos. And
No, I got a lot more than 2 burritos.
that was breakfast the next day, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
See,
The most important meal of the day.
Yeah. So yeah, that was our adventure with the exact Taco Bell that's just the street over from this convention.
And this time when we were at this con, like yesterday, we saw him again, and he went. I'm joking. He flicked this off.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Talking about the Uber driver.
let's get you guys involved, all right? You know what? Do you want them to come up near the microphone?
It might be easier for now.
Okay, let's do it.
And then yeah.
Yeah,
So
well, come up
Come on in
and
an orderly fashion.
form a line in the middle. Don't be shy. We're all having fun here.
yeah,
You better.
I'm not,
You better.
not having fun.
Son of a gun.
you can lie to us.
Maybe I can change your mind. I got these before the panel.
With his own money.
Sweet, sweet
What money?
money.
I'm a YouTuber. I'm broke. What's up?
Okay, I guess this is mostly directed toward AC.
That stinks.
No. These are good questions.
I
It's about Zootopia, please sit
Yeah.
down.
No.
just want to know, like, because the whole Steve Harvey thing happened.
Yes.
How that went for you? Like, how it all.
Prepare for a 50-minute.
No. I'll cut it
This is
down
an
to 45.
entire podcast.
We have an hour and a half podcast. So, for those that don't know, who here has heard of the Steve Harvey Show, or in general, Steve Harvey? Steve Harvey has a show on television, or had a show. I think it was.
He still does.
Well, yeah, but it was
He has
just
at
about
least-
to end.
He has at least one.
It's always the common
But
denominator.
I think it's actually ending like this month because he's moving his show. Anyways, so there's a show called The Steve Harvey Show, and they got in contact with me on Twitter going, "Hey, I'm a producer on The Steve Harvey Show, and you're a brony." And I'm like,
That starts out good.
I already know where this is going. And he, so I called him up just to, at least humor the idea. Let's see what's going on. And they, the producer was talking to me, and I saw that he had also tried to get in touch with Black Griffin, Gabe. And so I knew he was going around trying to get a hold of people. And you enjoying that Oreo? I'll enjoy it.
Continue.
So anyways, he got in contact with me and immediately told me, so it's for a segment called Is It Weird? And I'm like, well, at least you're being honest. And he sold it enough to me to where I'm like, okay, I know what the purpose of this is. It's, essentially to get a laugh at my expense. But a lot of my humor is already at my expense. So I'm like, how much worse can it get? So I ended up actually taking it on and saying, you know what, I'm gonna take on this challenge. I'm very just open with the kind of person I am. I'm like, it doesn't seem like a big deal for me to say, I watch My Little Pony. I obviously in this setting, I know you might find this weird, guys, but
You're a woman.
yeah. So anyways, I end up getting on the show, and the experience started from the moment I arrived. They were like, so we're gonna do up your hair and we're gonna get you dressed. And the prior day they asked me for my jacket size, pant size, all this. I'm like, cool. Somehow they misheard my 40 regular suit size to be a 40 slim. So
Mr. Incredible.
It's fantastic because at this point, like, they do his hair.
Yeah. So they're like, no, we'll go to makeup. We'll do makeup first. And they start giving me a haircut. And I'm like, I'm getting a TV haircut. Right before I went in, the woman who was also on the segment with me, she walked out and her hair looked great. It was wavy, it was beautiful, and I'm like, I'm gonna look amazing. They're gonna cut my hair. They did. The guy's sitting there chopping at it, and the makeup artist is there, and he's like, "You look so good. Oh my gosh." I'm like, "Okay, cool. I look good." And he turns me around, and anyone here seen Dumb and Dumber? Lloyd Christmas haircut? Like that's what it was. But I'm still like, I'm like, this is cool. Because he goes to grab all the gel, and I just, have this bowl cut. I'm like, God, now he's gonna do his magic. Here we go. All this gel. And I'm just sitting there smiling like, oh.
That's when I thing is started to dawn on him that there's a certain narrative they're trying to fit.
No, that's
See,
when
look-
I said game on. I was like, fine, if you want to play this game, because I knew there was going to be a narrative. I knew going
You look
into
like
it.
Gunter from like Willy
you.
Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Or the cookies.
There you go.
And so yeah, and then they put me in this vest and whatnot, and I'm just like, this is nothing. Anyone that knows me knows this isn't the kind of thing I would wear. So
It looks weird.
yeah, it's Augustus Gloop.
Yeah, I'm like Gunter's
Yeah.
from Futurama.
It's also the penguin in Adventure Time.
So then comes the time for me to go on stage. Up to this point, I had made no contact with Steve Harvey, and I walked on to stage, and I'm looking at the audience, and it's like 80% Chicago like residents. And you got a high capacity of women in the crowd, older women, like older, and they're it was. You kind of walk in there, and it was weird for me because it was the first time I've ever felt an audience so against me. Like, I'll crack a joke with you guys, and maybe it won't get a laugh, but I don't feel like you're all like.
You guys gotta do that for his next joke.
And that's why the chicken crossed the road. See, even then, I'm not that uncomfortable. So Steve walks up right before the segment begins, the Is It Weird segment. And shakes my hand, says thanks for coming on the show, and then shakes her hand. She was a different thing from mine. There were two of us on this Is It Weird segment, and hers was for breast milk jewelry. And she went first, so I was able to get an idea of the timing. I didn't realize we'd be able to talk for so long, because they spent about 15 minutes talking with us, but the segment gets cut down to like 4. And so then it came to my bit, and they have a psychologist. Before I went on, I knew there was going to be a psychologist. However, the producer told me, he's like, hey, so the psychologist, he's met other bronies in his work. What he's going to say, it's really good. It's really good. And the reason he knew what he was going to say is they give you a blurb of your story that you've told them in their writing. And they're like, here's how to structure it so you don't forget anything. It's so you can practice.
Here's your lines.
But I also know that it's also for people who go, this is what I have to say. People who aren't comfortable being in that kind of setting. For me, I was like, hell no, I've never used the phrase, I am obsessed with My Little Pony.
That's Utopia.
That is, what they asked.
That was Utopia.
Wrong property.
So they worded it their way, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna say, I've always told them I'm a big fan of My Little Pony. But I'm like, you want me to say these things.
Flip it around. It's like, and I went to kiss a horse.
Well, they didn't, I mean, again, I'm going to say what I told them.
Yeah.
So the psychologist is going off of this blurb, and he forms what he's going to say off of that. And so that's why for those that did see it and those that didn't see it, it was weird because at first he started giving me credit. After I told my story that this is how I became a brony, I like watching the show, and here's what I do with it. Videos, demolition derby cars, and I forget, what was the other thing? Something else. And
What do you do?
the biggest thing is videos and demolition derby cars.
Yeah.
And so, and I was trying to build up the demolition derby side of things to show, hey, there's a lot of other things people can do with this show, and this isn't my life. This is, a part of my life. And he gets into this thing about how, like, it's great that it's so progressive of me to be into a show that has empowering women roles in it and whatnot. It's like, that's very progressive of you, sir. And I'm like, okay, cool. It's starting out like I thought. And he's like, and then it came to that part. But, and this is the part where I realized the producer was full of crap. This isn't all going to be good. And he starts going on about how he's like, I feel like being into something like this and letting it take over your life, it could be really regressive, and I feel like you're going into that territory. So, a recap, we went from being very progressive to being very regressive. So now I'm just a normal boy. So then I had to shut down the psychologist immediately, and that was my goal. I'm like, I'm going to take you down first. And essentially all I did was go, so you're getting this like regressiveness from the fact that I paint up demolition derby cars? And all he could come back to me with was, well, and everything else you've said. Like, okay. For the record, that's the last time the psychologist spoke. Then I got Steve Harvey, and Steve's. By the way, Steve the whole time saying like.
that trademark Steve Harvey.
and it's the story's not as fresh in my mind, and if you guys want like a full recap of it, there's actually one we did on the Semi-Perfect podcast. You could search up ACRacebest on Steve Harvey, and you'll find like 4 like YouTube poops, and then one of me actually explaining.
They're bigger than the podcast.
And it's interesting, like, because right now I'm not able to remember how the whole conversation went, but it tangented so much. Like Steve doesn't stay on topic very well, which is fine. You know, it's his show. Do what you want with it. But at one point, I kid you not, he asked me if I had ever seen a movie with black people in it. That's how much of a tangent things were going on.
I saw Space Jam.
So it was weird, but I knew what I had to do. I knew that my whole like plan here was I had to rope Steve Harvey, and he already knows. You know, I watched the show, how she got me into it, and all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm gonna get him though. I have a plan, and I'm gonna execute it. And what I did was, I cleared this beforehand, but I asked them, I'm like, are we allowed to say anything on this show? And they're like, yeah, it's not live, so we could do whatever we need to do post editing. I'm like, I'm gonna cuss on national television. and so I didn't notice, guys. Thank you. And so what ended up happening was I warmed up this thing with Steve, basically saying, Steve, do you want to know the first thing I said to myself when I realized I had become a brony? He leans forward, all interested. He's like, what's the first thing you said?
Okay.
Poop.
And it was that's when Steve's like, I like you. You're messed up, but don't change, essentially. And it's funny because they just had cut out that one part. Like they left in like the lead into it and then the aftermath of it. So everyone's like, man, he cut you off, which technically he didn't. They just edited it that way. But yeah, so I said that, and then like you guys mentioned, they ended up cutting that out, and I was so sad. It was like bucket list. Oh, back on the bucket list. But yeah, so I mean, I was surprised because the whole time he was, giving me a hard time, and it's exactly what I expected, and it's exactly what I'm like, I agreed to do this, I deserve whatever you throw at me. But I was surprised when, at the end of it, he went, I have to give you credit though, that that you have the courage to paint up your cars, as he called it, as Pretty Pony, and go out and run these derbies, and essentially was giving credit to the whole thing, and said, you know what, it's weird, yes, but don't change. And I'm like, cool. So that was like I said, I shortened it up quite a bit right there.
Sure.
So,
usually it's an hour.
No problem. Thanks for inviting. So about the Steve Harvey show. So.
Yeah, do it again, Dan. Do it again. I heard that they went to Black Griffin first.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
Well, can you imagine Black Griffin doing that? He would have won that audience. So everybody would have been like, My Little Pony.
Well, I tried to work it out to where they would bring both of us on. I'm like, but then that probably would have been a big train
Really
wreck.
bad.
Because we would have gone up there and been bad. Oh, I'm See, that's our favorite thing from the segment, by the way, is Steve Harvey just going, because they wanted me to specifically say that I'm a brony, so that turns out there, and he just goes, you're a what?
All right, what's your question, man?
Okay, so I really appreciate what you guys do. Love the Semi-Perfect podcast, the Noise React, all that
Thank you.
stuff. So I was looking on the schedule, and I realized that there wasn't a Who Would Win panel, and I was kind of disappointed.
It's a new kind of panel we're trying to roll out.
Yeah. So I came up with a Who Would Win scenario
Yes!
that I thought about for a long time because I like work on orchards and stuff, so I have a lot of time to think. So the situation is, you have Herbie the Love Bug
Okay, all right.
versus Speed Buggy, the Hanna-Barbera character.
Yes.
They have to race each other on 3 courses.
Okay.
One is an oval track. One is just like a rally track. It's just dirt. And then the next is like I don't know. I forget what the third
Rainbow Road.
Sure.
Is this Herbie? Is this Herbie from the first movie or from the
This
fourth?
is Herbie from the first movie.
Okay.
And they're both not being driven, they're driving themselves.
Okay.
And so they have to win like 2 out of the 3, and whoever loses has to run over their human companions.
Wow, this got dark.
I see.
Wait, what was the last course?
Rainbow
Rainbow
Road.
Road
Rainbow Road, essentially.
from Mario.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that the Love Bug would win because Speed Bug is always like he talks too much.
I would vote for Herbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say first. I feel like it'd be much closer. For some reason, in the fourth movie, they made him like a Mary Sue character, where it's like, what happened to Herbie? He's like upside down and like, I can fly too. By the way, by the way, I'm in the army. I'm Black Griffin.
Bang,
essentially. But yeah, so yeah, I'd give it to Herbie.
Yeah.
Plus, I just what? But then, if Herbie lost, does that mean that?
He runs over Lindsay Lohan.
Okay. That's terrible, guys.
What if
Terrible.
Herbie could turn into a Transformer?
Just a bigger car.
I watched the trailer for the new Transformers movie. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm like, wasn't Shia LaBeouf here once?
Yeah, and apparently it's like the apocalypse or something. Everybody's got
Mark
swords.
Wahlberg?
Marky Mark.
Yeah.
I kind of want to. Yeah, I'm like you. I lost it after the third movie. Now I'm like,
I saw a dinosaur robot. I'm like, what's going on?
Did you ever see the fourth one?
No.
That explains it.
there isn't.
Doesn't explain it.
It's sad because wasn't there a NASCAR cameo?
There were 3 NASCAR Transformers.
I'm like, what happened? Like,
There are even 3 Transformers.
Had the Rainbow Dash Funko Pop in there. Like a gun that morphs into the Rainbow Dash.
That's pony friendly.
It's canon now.
First time G4 Pony's on the big screen. It was in a Transformers film.
I always wondered what happens if, let's say, like Shia LaBeouf's in like Bumblebee and he transforms and Shia LaBeouf's like,
I think they did that in one of the movies, didn't they? They did that in one of the movies.
That's why he's not in the movie anymore.
But also, if you watch the original Transformers movie, the one where spoiler alert, Optimus Prime dies, it's like, oh, the movie's like 25 years old. Oh no! But
tell me that Vader's Luke's
I
dad.
was really upset when I found out a spoiler from The Sixth Sense like 2 months ago, and I'm like,
Turns out that M. Night Shyamalan made the movie. Turns out it's Bruce Wilson.
what did twist?
No, but the twist right now is that M. Night Shyamalan is actually making good movies again.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I still have to watch like the last 5 minutes of Split.
This is nuts because M. Night Shyamalan. I'm on to him. I'm on to him because he made bad movies, with The Happening and Avatar, and now a lot of studios don't want to fund him. So, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay.
That movie
Blue
did not
cats, people control wind.
excuse me, it's Avatar.
So the last movie, Split, was self-funded by him and some other people, and it cost like $10 million. They made like $300 million back. So Shyamalan was like, oh, what a twist! I'm rich. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
What's the real twist?
The real twist, he actually knows what he's doing. Thank you for your question and for the Oreos. Hey, what's up? ACRacebest.
Dad?
My long lost twin. Separated both.
But you like sing.
I like your pants, by the way.
Thank you. My question: in the upcoming MLP movie, since we don't have a lot of information from it yet, unless
I love that, by the way.
And if there are any spoilers, let's not mention too.
no spoilers. I'm going to say if there are any spoilers, I haven't seen them, and I don't want to hear them either. But what is one thing that you would like to see in it?
I want to see Danny DeVito back voicing a character.
I think you mean voicing all the characters.
Charlie!
Rainbow Dash!
I don't know. Like legitimate. Sarah, what do you think?
I think I would like to see Discord using like his magic to like fight people. Yeah. I think that would be really cool.
Not ponies, people.
Ponies, other
The brownies are here!
We're the villains.
how pissed.
My Little Pony attacked the Brodies.
Just imagine if like
That's
the movie starts up and we're like, okay, cool. So we're starting with the cartoon ponies, and all of a sudden it turns into like the original like Smurfs movies they were making. They're in the real world, and we're like, no! We already have equestrian girls.
I wanted to start this way, okay? I want it to be like frame for frame, like the scene when the Colossal Titan showed up in Attack on Titan, but it's a big fedora and a brony penis. Laura?
So I'll actually give like a serious answer, I suppose. I'll say the same thing that I've said for like every time someone's like, "Oh, what do you want from the new season?" I want history. I want like equestrian history, like Celestia Luna stuff. That'd be nice. At least something.
Yeah, but that's
I want Samuel L. Jackson to just show up.
I know the best.
So that's why this movie was rated R.
Corn is on corn. All right.
Actually, you know what? All I want is it to be rendered properly. That'd be
that'd be nice.
Greetings.
Warning, I'm about to start some arguments.
Do it, please.
Yes, good.
Favorite pony and why?
Best pony and why?
You're wrong!
Wait, that means you have to answer too.
Okay, Rainbow Dash.
And why?
All I need to say, Starscream versus Rainbow Dash.
My favorite canon.
I like Shadowfax from Lord of the Rings.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite what?
My favorite pony is Applejack because, no pun intended, she's very down to earth.
Well, it's fully intended.
Never excuse the pun.
All right.
The whole show is puns.
I tell you, my favorite pony legitimately is like 99% not a pony. It's Sunset. I love Sunset. Thank you.
I see where the waifus are here.
But the pony that's better than both of those is Rainbow Dash.
No, she's not.
No, she is.
Rainbow Dash never learns her lessons.
No, but that, you know what? I'm rooting for her to someday learn
A lesson?
her lesson.
A lesson, yeah.
Once.
I like it because she's steadfast in who she is.
You mean being forgetful?
Or just resilient.
I think she's gonna get better now that she's in the Wonderbolts. I think.
They did very well twice. They did mail the well twice.
They did.
I
Because
Because it was so
exactly.
good.
You're right. Exactly.
It's the same thing.
I agree.
Just 28 points later was better. Yes.
Yeah.
What about you, Laura?
I like little Sebastian. He's a good pony. But actually, I actually really like Princess Luna.
Yes.
Parks and Rec.
How about AC?
So,
Yeah, come back.
I got a question for exactly one person. Saber. I want to know if you remember from earlier. Where's the bathroom?
It's wherever you sit. Hello.
Hi there. Hey, so a bit of a different question. I don't often hear. What is your, all of you? What is your least favorite episode? You have one?
Which one is Larson?
Slice of life.
I was not a fan of Married to Well.
Thank you.
So I was like, back when it was like, I got into the fandom around late 2011, and so 2012 rolled around, season 2, and every Saturday I would wake up and watch My Little Pony online before going off to go work at my restaurant job, and it was a good way to just get me put a little pep in my step before the day. So, I'm like, this never failed me. It's always been an excellent episode, and then this one aired, and it ended, and I was like, I don't want to go to work. It's like I was robbed.
I want to call it sick.
Yeah, well, it just didn't feel right. It just felt weird. I didn't like the message. I thought all the characters were jerks, and it's not a good episode to me.
Can I interrupt before we go?
Absolutely.
My least favorite episode is What About Discord?
Is it the one with Cadence in Twilight?
No. That one's awesome. The season 5 one where Twilight and Spike were in the library all weekend. They come out in some Discord friends with all of them.
And like Discord became friends with everybody.
Let's see what he has to say.
I personally really. It's a show. Like if you watch an episode and you don't like it, it's like whatever.
Or you can hold on to it until you're dying.
Join the dark side.
Join the dark side. I'm sorry.
I don't know. It just angered. I felt like Discord was a bit too cruel to Twilight. She was even crying at the end, and he was just like, whatever. Like after the season 4 finale, when he was like, Tira screwed me over. Here's this pendant. I am your true friend. Then he's like, I'm just being a douchebag again. And then the fact that he gets his comeuppance and they all laugh, and he's like, I feel bad. And then they instantly go back to laughing all together. It's like, that made no sense.
Yeah.
Nobody does that.
I don't like episodes where they regress on lessons that have already been learned, which is why I don't like Rainbow Dash. And that's why, has Fluttershy Lean In aired yet?
That's aired.
I love that episode.
So good.
Yes. It's really, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's actually like, you take something that's progressed and actually move forward with it, which is like, that's good writing.
Right.
So Sarah.
My least favorite one. What's the name of the one where Daring Do is actually real?
Oh, that's the
Yeah. That's probably mine too.
Yeah, I just didn't like it.
It weirded me out. I don't remember the name of it.
Isn't that a Daring Don't?
That's right. Daring Don't. Well, exactly. That title like fits exactly. Like, don't do this.
I was confused because I'm like, all right. So she's real, but she's not real. What? That one, I just felt like it was so convoluted and confusion for me. I love that. So,
Daring Do is basically I'm writing my own adventures under an alias.
Thank you. I need.
So like Tolkien with Lord of the Rings. Laura, how about you? What episode do you dislike the most?
This is probably my people will not like me for this one. I really don't care for the Dungeons and Dragons episode because okay, let me preface this. I am very into Dungeons and Dragons. I've been a dungeon master before on multiple occasions. I've played through a full campaign with that lasted like over 2 years. So it's not like, oh, I hate nerds. No. The reason I don't like that episode is because it's very heavy-handed on like, oh, guys' night. We're all guys and we're gonna hang out together. No girls allowed. For a show that's been like so progressive on like, I guess equality in general, just like to have that kind of like mentality just was like I thought it was disappointing to me.
Right, it was weird, but yeah.
That's the moment though.
Yeah,
I was kind of like I don't get I see what you're saying. Not 100% until the very end, where Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash jumped in, and I thought that would have been an excellent episode.
Yeah.
To have the main 6.
Additionally, like even more of the reason I didn't like that episode is because I knew before it aired that there was a Dungeons and Dragons episode coming, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be so good. Twilight is gonna get so excited about teaching her friends how to play D&D because she's probably been a dungeon master for years and just needs a group to play with. And then none of them were in it. Yeah. And I was like, really? It's a Spike episode? Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Wow, Laura.
Yeah. I'll be honest.
So is it like the Equestria games where it's like, it's been built up for so long, it's a Spike episode?
Yeah, that was also disappointing.
That was weird.
Yeah.
I love that episode, but yeah, whatever.
For the record, Morty, to each their own. If there's an episode you like, awesome. If it's something I don't like, then you're wrong. But I see your hands raised. Quickly.
Actually, it was Shiny Mama who did the dungeon masking. Twilight, when she was young, always thought it was weird.
That's the comics, right?
And on the show, when he comes back, before he tells her that he's being a dad, he's looking for all the stuff, and you see all the dungeon master stuff in the chat.
That's right, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
So that
would it make up for it? I'm curious, Laura. Would it make up for it if that was just setting up a future episode that would eventually have like everybody involved?
Yeah. I don't think we'd entirely make up for it because it's still pretty heavy-handed for me. Like,
well, fun.
Yeah. But I would prefer the follow-up episode. Because the main 6 are better characters than Spike.
Daring Don't.
Daring, you become
Don't. Interesting. Okay. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Now, to clarify, it was just that episode because of the premise of it all, but like it doesn't mean I haven't like future episodes that involved her as a real pony. It was just the. Plus, like Rainbow Dash, I'm like, Rainbow Dash, you gotta chill in this episode.
It's like she's a bad character, right? Where's Pony? Maybe. Hey, what's up?
Hi. It's okay. If you guys could choose to be one pony in all of Equestria, who would you be?
Run that by me one more time. I'm sorry. One more time.
If you guys could choose to be one pony in all of Equestria, who would you be?
Celestia, because you don't have to do anything.
Celestia and Luna because
dang it,
you don't see enough. We don't see enough of them, honestly. We need an episode of just Luna and Celestia.
Yes.
Casual day.
Yeah. Or maybe a history episode where like
or ponies and socks.
Where are the writers who are here?
I loved in the 100th episode when there was a scene with Celestia and Luna like arguing over who was supposed to bring the presents. And like they could make like several episodes with these two. Just what do you do?
We sort of have finally had a Celestia episode.
I mean,
there is
sort of.
Cross. Fingers crossed.
Episode 10, season 7.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a Luna.
We don't know.
All right. So here's the thing: is I like who I am. I don't want to take anybody. Sarah, what's your answer?
I don't know.
Markiplier.
I would say Applejack, but then I don't want to do all that farm work.
Nice choice.
I would say Applejack, but I don't really want to do all that farm work. Is there an artist pony?
Nope.
Spearhead. Spearhead Faust.
I don't know who Spearhead is, but it'll be him since he's an artist.
From Flurry of Emotions.
Right. Yeah, I'll be Spearhead.
You don't even know that pony. You're like,
yeah, but no. It's an artist.
Give her the benefit of the doubt.
All right, the donkey.
Which one?
All of them.
I guess you're gonna be the bad joke.
So it's who you want to be, not who like would you just would match your personality.
Can you imagine that though? Like transforming him like, buy some apples! Applejack's like, what's happening to Apple Bloom? She's growing a neck beard.
I think it'd be more like your mind and spirit would be in the pony's body.
I want to really freak out Shirley. Oh yeah! I'm gonna get weird with it.
No.
I'll probably go with Twilight because that's like as close as you can get to doing Celestia or Luna without being Celestia or Luna. And that way you can equally not. That way I can like kind of phase out of doing too much and make Starlight do everything.
That's true.
Because that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Can I change my answer?
Yes.
I actually think I would like to be Big Mac because he's like super strong, and I think I would really like the idea of being strong and just doing whatever I want. Yeah, and taller. I'd like to be taller.
Matt, I interest you in bulk biceps?
Yes.
Why?
I just like Big Mac better.
They're all steroids.
So busy. Well, I feel like the one that when I see him, I'm like, I feel you. Is Hayseed Turnip Truck?
Yes.
We connect on a different level, you know. I feel like that would be the easiest transition for me.
Right.
I already walk around work going, "Hey, manager!" Hey, farmer truck. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey. All right. What's up?
How are you guys doing today?
Excellent.
How are you?
Doing well.
You said it properly. You said doing well.
Oh.
Not doing good, doing well.
Yes, I
My grammatical.
Now say.
You did grammar good.
Now say bourgeois.
Bourgeois.
See, that's good.
You should have done script reading.
Across the bourgeois. Yes.
So I have two questions. One specifically for Saber, and then the rest for everyone else.
All right. Thank you.
For Saber, this is because I love watching your content. Like your content's very nice, and like I like the fact that you put history behind some of like the cartoon stuff that you do.
Thank you.
So
good content.
Shame. Yeah.
How dare you?
You make content?
So could you please describe the heroine journey that is Hanna-Barbera with WWE?
Oh God! God no! I'll put this in a nutshell. So I did a video recently talking about this bizarre trend of WWE like wrestlers crossing over with old Hanna-Barbera characters, where you got like Scooby-Doo meets John Cena, and like the Jetsons meet Big Show.
The Jetsons.
The Jetsons. There's actually a wonderful scene, and I'm gonna try to do as fast as I can, where John Cena Stone is working at Fred Flintstone's job where he breaks rocks, and Fred has the bright idea of I want to open my own wrestling ring and have John Cena Stone come and be a wrestler so I can make some clamshells. That's the currency apparently. So he goes to John Cena Stone and he goes, John, I want you to be a wrestler for me, and you don't have, that way you don't have to work here. And John Cena Stone goes, well, Mr. Flintstone, I don't plan on working here my entire life. And Fred goes, none of us do, kid. None of us do. Followed by 10 seconds of silence. You can find this on YouTube.
Wow.
And Fred's like just looking depressed, and John's like, okay. But I guess to cut to the chase, no, there's this bizarre Hanna-Barbera, Flintstones, Scooby-Doo, Hanna-Barbera, WWE crossovers. They don't make any sense. They do one with Surf's Up with penguins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wave Mania.
Wave Mania. It's so bizarre. It doesn't make any sense. I see it as Hanna-Barbera and WWE saying, we're not like the best. We're not Pixar. We're not Shrek. I wish. No. And they figured we can both benefit from this because Hanna-Barbera is kind of old news in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
WWE wants to get the young kids involved. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah.
Or 1 penguin.
2 birds, 1 penguin.
What's an animal?
And
1 wrestler, 2 stones.
1 wrestler, 2 stones. And the second question for race, excluding Zootopia, is there any other movies that you got that you have obsessed with to the point of Zootopia?
No.
Same.
No.
Never.
No.
Anything even half is close.
No. The thing with Zootopia was prior to Zootopia, it would be weird for me to see a movie for a second time in theaters. I saw Zootopia 30 times in theaters, paying for it. Like you said, not like, oh, I have like free tickets, I'm gonna go. Like, out of pocket, I'm gonna see Zootopia again, and again,
What's the most
little bit.
amount of times you've seen it in one day? In theaters?
Twice.
Wow.
Yeah, because what happened in that scenario was that I went to see it with my mom wanted to see it again. And I'm like, sweet, let's go. And she's one of those people who falls asleep very easily in the theater, so she had to go earlier. And there was a 7:15 showing. I'm like, sweet, we'll go. But I was looking at their schedule and I realized the 10 o'clock was the last showing at my theater ever. And I'm like, oh. Well, in that case, so after the movie was over, I walked my mom to her car, pushed her over, and ran back, bought
She
another
landed in the
ticket,
car, it's
and
alright.
What's that?
She landed in the car, it's okay.
It was a mostly soft landing. I forgot to give her the keys to the car. And yeah, I purchased another ticket and went and saw it one more time. And the only other person in the theater with me was this guy who I'd seen a couple times. And I'm like, I know what movie you're seeing, because he would always have fox ears and a tail.
Nice.
And as I walked, I was ordering my ticket, and the lady was like, oh, so, you're seeing another movie. And I'm like, no, actually, I'm going to see the exact same one. And I asked her, I'm like, so does that seem weird at all to you? Like, I've seen this movie, and at the time, it was like 20-something. I think it was close to 20-something. And she's like, oh, I've heard of worse. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, there's some guy with fox ears that's seen it for the 55th time.
So if you think race is bad, there's someone out there that's worse.
And he and I were the only 2 people in the theater, so I walked up to him like, so word on the street, and he like started like getting nervous, like, what?
You're under arrest.
Wallet?
It's empty. I bought too many tickets.
Yeah.
So there's somebody who's even more obsessed with Utopia than you are.
God bless him. So, yeah. So that was. But no, I've never come close to this. Like, I mean, I enjoy movies. I like seeing them in theaters. We'll typically go every couple weeks, but yeah, nothing's come close to what Zootopia is, which is pretty good because like I can't afford it. only one movie can do that. So.
Well, maybe the MLP movie might do that to you.
Maybe. hope not.
Before Zootopia, you would have been doubtful that Zootopia would have done it to you.
Yeah, I mean it's.
He didn't even care about the movie until I had him go see it.
So
yeah.
Sarah, you're the
I was more excited to see it than he was when it first came
that
out.
she got me into My Little Pony.
Yeah.
So
I get him into everything, I think.
So yeah, what happened was it was Sunday night, and we typically see movies on Tuesdays because there's discounted popcorn.
Yeah.
And so I was gonna wait till Tuesday, and she's like, "Can we please just see it tonight?"
I had a bad day at work.
She had a bad day at work.
Please, I just want to see a nice movie.
And I'm like, okay, we can go see it. And I enjoyed it a lot. And then we already had plans to see it again with some friends.
At the El Capitan.
At the El Capitan, I think, the following week.
Yep.
And after I saw it that time, that's when I had my realization, I need to see this movie at least once a week.
I was scared. I'm like, all right, we're going to see it again. I'm like,
you saw it with me a few times.
I hated it. I hated it. No, we went to BabsCon in San Francisco, and it was like Saturday night, and all these parties going on with free meatballs and all kinds of delicious food that I wanted to go to. But you're like, but earlier in the day, I made the mistake of verbally agreeing. I'll go see Zootopia.
He promised me actually Thursday before the convention.
Ugly. I never saw race screaming use as words and punching walls.
There was only
throwing feces.
There was only one child casualty throughout all of it.
Yeah, that was my innocence.
It was funny because actually the reason he remembers it being so violent was I gave you the silent treatment.
I was screaming. I was yelling in the car.
I went, it's fine, whatever.
And here's the kicker. After like a 20-minute drive to a theater, it's actually screening this dumb movie. It's actually not a bad movie. It's just, he made me hate it now. We sit down.
He quotes it all.
And I'm like, popcorn. I'm like, I see him on a Saturday. The movie was over! So I'm like, not only did you drag me out here to see this movie, I wasted my money on it too! So yeah.
You were tired.
I was tired.
Alright, he's an East Coaster, so for him, like being over here
It was like 7 in the morning or something.
Yeah, it was.
Not 7, but it was late.
It was late.
Thank you for your question.
No problem. And I just wanted to say, I think I speak for a lot of us here. You guys are amazing at what you do and just having a good time with all of us.
Thank you. And we wouldn't be anywhere without you guys supporting us, so thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys.
Thank you.
Big fan of you guys, even though I'm wearing all of Gabe's stuff.
How dare you punch your band in my presence! Away with you! What's up?
I got a couple little questions and then one question that's
medium-sized question.
All right, well, we're gonna scatter in some for you as
like
well.
American medium or like UK medium?
They're starting to not even offer medium options, which is smart because I'm like, fine, I'll go large.
Do you want the small or the extra large?
Well, I don't want to be. I don't want to lose money.
White cup or the 5-gallon drum?
Child size.
What's your question?
Huh? No, it's worse when you go to a restaurant and it's got like, do you want a small or a medium? I was like, you can't have a small and a medium and no large. That's not possible.
Mediums exist to make you buy large. I'm serious. There's a psychology behind it where it's like small, medium, or large. Because if they didn't offer the medium, a lot of folks will defer to small if they're not hungry. But since the medium exists, it's like, oh, I can pay $1 extra and get a large.
Same mentality.
Yeah, and there's a much larger gap between small and medium than there is between medium and large.
Yep. Now, I mentioned popcorn. Oh, big.
You're quite a fan.
I love popcorn. And like at theaters, the large is like $8. The small is like $7. So you're like, well, if I'm gonna spend 7, I might as well go to 8.
But
it's how they get you to be like, okay.
Me, an intellectual, knowing that there's free popcorn in the trash can. So what I do is I get the buckets, I get the Windex, and clean it out, and then I'm going, popcorn refill.
Well, then you take the bucket and then you plant a tree in it.
Or a hat.
So what's your question?
I'm not
Good question.
I'm not sure anymore. I just like I know it, but we went from like psychology of buying like small and medium drinks to planting a tree and
what always happens.
popcorn and then making it into a hat.
Is that not what you wanted to know?
Welcome to the semi-perfect podcast.
Yep.
ABB Your choice.
All right. A couple little questions, then one fairly, perfectly above average sized question.
Existential breakdown.
So, who's the farthest behind in MLP right now of the four of you?
Probably me.
Really?
I think we're caught up.
I've been catching up. I've been watching.
Or right here.
Well, the last one that you and I saw was the Rainbow Dash.
Actually, I think I might.
Oh, well, yeah, because he's watching them,
the Canadian
ones.
Yeah.
And me and Rach were like, well, let's just watch them when they actually air in the US.
No, it's no.
Not my fault. They pulled a Steven Universe.
I'm so glad that Laura's keeping you honest. It's good.
Yeah.
Which one aired today?
Parental Gliding?
No.
Oh, no, no.
Big Mac and Sugar Bell.
No, that was the thing.
What's your question? What's your other question?
Again, so one small one and then the.
No spoilers.
Yes, that's what it is today.
I got tunnel vision. I can't even hear what they're talking about. The second one would be, you still work at, do you work at a Starbucks or is it?
I used to. I quit a few months ago.
You quit a few months ago?
You got fired.
Oh, then you probably don't want this pony Starbucks pin that I was going to give you.
I'll look at it.
I'll hand it to you later. And then I had to scroll through your channel, make sure I didn't ask a dumb question, but you haven't, I believe, said what ruined SpongeBob.
You know,
there's a lot of things.
I kind of mentioned it briefly in my Nickelodeon video. So I started doing cartoon analysis videos on my channel in late 2015. And in mid 2016 I did What Ruined Nickelodeon, where I mentioned the SpongeBob, where because SpongeBob showed up in 1999, like at the very tail end of it, and has been like their flagship all the way until today, where I think the Loud House is the only thing actually like passed them up in ratings for a little bit. Now, SpongeBob has gone through ups and downs where Steven Hillenburg, the guy who made the show, had to step away, but he returned after the second movie, I believe. And there's a third movie planned for like 2020. The bad news is that Steven Hillenburg was recently diagnosed with ALS.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine he'll have to step down and just take it easy. And I don't know, Nickelodeon loves SpongeBob. It's made them so much money. And when you look at the complete lineup of what's coming next, there's not much. So I wouldn't be surprised if they keep riding it into the ground. Because Nickelodeon's like, we don't care. As soon as it's out of money, we're done. Because a lot of channels do that. They're like, they don't have much respect for the property. It's all like, where's those dollar signs at? So I don't know. I guess SpongeBob just being that, contender for so long and being their flagship is what kind of ruined it. Both. I wouldn't say the network completely, but at least SpongeBob itself. Just too much. It's like, what, 1,000 episodes or something like that? Or?
Yeah, it's been going for like 15 to 16 years now.
It's like 16 seasons or something like that. It's like...
Sims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
18
years?
1999, so that...
Yeah, there you go.
So that tells that.
So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Cartoon Network's been crushing it. So.
Yeah.
There was a video that was unfortunately lost to the ages where you yelled down a hallway as a pony, "I'm a princess, Mom!" So
it's actually still up. It's called the Bronies Rags. Did you do it twice?
No, that wasn't British Rag.
It wasn't?
It was.
Yeah.
Where like I was like,
oh, so it was just a chunk of one of the.
Wow. Yeah.
It must have been just like
somebody knows stuff.
I'm notorious for like unlisting and deleting videos, which is bad of me. I don't know why I do that. Versus,
yeah. Who was the person who responded back to you with that?
That was me.
That was you. You responded to yourself.
I recorded it off screen. Now you're an embarrassment. Yeah.
Well, then I guess I can rip it off YouTube, or I can have you record you yelling into a microphone, "Mom, I'm a princess."
Yes. Oh yes. And then
do you show the audio?
Do the response.
Mom, I'm a princess. No, you're an embarrassment.
That is my new notification tone.
Thank you.
Hi.
I'm back.
I've seen you.
Hey.
Welcome back.
You can't have him back.
You missed your opportunity.
Go on.
Don't eat over the cookie.
Your question.
I personally like to lick off the center.
What's your question, brother?
But to go back to the mom, your embarrassment thing, just to reference something Dusty said was when he misquoted it, said you're a mistake.
Yeah. So Dusty Cat was on a British panel with us where, like you said, he quoted what I said in British Rec where I said, Mom, I'm a princess. No, you're an embarrassment. Or Dusty said, Mom, I'm a princess. No, you're a mistake. I'm like, Dusty, I never said that. Well, that's probably true, though.
No, but we love you. Don't say that about yourself.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. But anyways, you guys, hop around to a lot of conventions, East Coast, West Coast, and all that. So, with all the convention hopping you do, what's like your most favorite city that you've been to?
Ooh, that's a good question. Every city has its ups and downs. No city is technically better than the other, in my opinion. I do love Seattle, the city. Any locals here? Any Washington, Seattle locals? Yeah! This is a really cool city! What? Like, you guys are so chilled out. I wonder why.
Who's going to Taco Bell at 3?
It's funny you say that because there's actually a vape shop up the street.
Yeah.
It's the one I drive by like every time I come up here. It's like, oh hey, look, there it is.
There it is. Yeah. I'm in Baltimore. It's an older town. Yeah. It's rough, but it's got character.
Yeah. I find Milwaukee to be really charming.
That's a really cool city. It's such a slow town. It's like 10 p.m. It's like we're going to bed. The entire city says
it's the quietest and least busy downtown area I think I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Whoa, there's nobody. Like you said, everyone's in bed at like 9 o'clock.
Except for like this one like northern version of Waffle House, like Jim Hortons, something like that, or I don't know what it is, something like that.
But yeah, no, we love them all. It's cool to see different places and be able to see the flavor and the people. That's one reason Seattle's so high on our list. So.
Made a hot joke.
Hi.
Thank you.
Oh, hi there.
So what time is this panel done?
7:45.
Oh, good time. Good time. What's up, man?
Hey. So, as you said, Sunset Shimmer is your favorite horse girl.
Yes.
So just something I thought of that I wondered if you ever thought of, since she is not a native of that dimension and came from Equestria. Do you think there's another one?
God, I hope so.
It has to be.
Yeah. And then also the sirens too.
Guys,
I think Sunset killed the other one.
She went.
She's just like tied up in her basement.
She went through an evil phase. What if it's like one of those things where it's like when one in the human world dies and the pony one like goes with it? It's like, oh my gosh, they're interlinked somehow.
But wait, isn't the human Celestial Luna basically normal humans who aren't immortal?
We don't know.
What's funny? What's so funny to me about all of that, like the parallels, is like Celestia from Equestria, the princess of the sun, immortal, powerful, magic. Celestia, human world, the principal of a high school.
Public.
Fear her.
Really big downgrade.
Very glamorous. Oh, and then as an addendum, in the Equestria Girls universe, do you think there's a moon dancer that doesn't wear glasses?
Ooh. Contacts.
Twilight.
Well, because
Twilight Sparkle.
I see what you're saying.
Twilight wears glasses.
Yeah.
Moon dancers
Maybe
in
it's
color
like-
apartment.
Maybe she wears 2 glasses.
Remember how in like the camp Everfree where Filthy Rich was like, if this camp doesn't make me money, I'm gonna sell it off.
He's moon dancer.
Oh, and then like the camp made money, and he's like, grrr, and drives away. It's like, you're making money. Like,
I'm so happy.
Maybe he just really hates nature.
He was just conflicted.
You're right.
Really wanted to make a parking lot.
I wanted to diversify my investments. Thank you for your question.
This is for ACRacebest. If you can spend a week in Zootopia, what would you be and what would you do?
What would I be and what would I do?
In Zootopia, if you got
that was
cute, was cool.
What would I do?
That's the question to Sarah too. Wait till the pastor hears about this. All right, Race, give me an answer.
It's always the what would I be thing's always hard because so I would have the choice. Oh, it's gone.
The turnip? The animal, right?
Not a fish. Let's avoid those.
I thought you'd have to be a mammal in Zootopia.
Yeah, so if we, okay, so funny enough, I actually had I guess you could call it persona at some point. Oh. And I was like, what? Hey. We would just call them avatars.
Sure.
At, the AC in my name stands for Acorn Cafe, Chippendale Rescue Ranger Forum, and that's where actually I met Sarah. And everyone chose animals that they were, and I was like, I want to be something really different. Sarah was a mouse. A lot of people were different kind of rodents, because Chippendale Rescue Rangers, chipmunks, mice, rats, all that kind of stuff, and frisbees. And so I was like, I want to be something really different. I'm going to be a platypus.
How did I know you were going to go there?
So maybe but I feel like that just not fit in that well.
Platypus doesn't fit in that well, period. It's like, hey, evolutionist.
There was that one art that Sketchy drew for you.
Oh.
You're a Zootopia person. You were a coyote.
Hold on, let's hear it. Sarah, what are you going to say?
Sketchy is an artist that has done some art for us on the Semi-Perfect podcast, and he drew Race as a coyote and me as a jackalope because he had asked us what we would be in Zootopia. Yeah. But I don't know.
You're something that's been extinct for years.
Yeah.
Great.
Jackalope never existed.
It never existed, yeah.
And you said I have a week, right? I would just try to see as much of because it's so different. I would actually probably spend all my time being like, so does anyone know where Judy is?
I have a question for Zootopia. If an animal gets hit by a car and dies, do they call it roadkill?
That's probably some type of slang for it, in the crime rings.
What do they call it when a human gets hit by a car?
2 points.
Vehicle damage. So yeah, I would definitely try to just see as much as I could. I find it so intriguing just to see how it all works and the different architecture and everything.
You play Taurus.
So I would, I'd be all, or I treat it like a game of Grand Theft Auto.
You want Judy to go after you.
It's one, yeah. So answer your question. Yes, I would have a great time. What's your question?
Thank you. What up?
Hi again.
Hello.
To make sure the people behind me get turns, I'll make sure these are kind of quick. Number one, your boyfriends are funny as hell.
Oh.
And don't you forget it.
Don't forget the ego.
And so.
Number two, I completely agree with you. Right after the first movie, SpongeBob just. Me and my family agree.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell happened. I know
Steven
Steven
Hillenburg
left.
left. That's what happened.
It's so sad.
A lot of the old writers left, so they came back and they're like, so what? They had bullet points of what SpongeBob's about, and they thought, okay, we'll run with this. But they took it to the 9th degree. Is that how you say it? Where it's or the nth degree.
N.
The 9th
degree.
10th degree. Black
And
belt.
Who cares?
But they're like, okay, SpongeBob's crazy. Let's make him crazy. And that's why it's this isn't too off that side of the spectrum.
Are the new episodes with Steven Hillenburg?
Yeah, I
are
think
they
he's
good?
consulting it and he's working with it. I haven't watched.
I haven't seen any. I haven't watched any of the newer episodes.
They're much better.
And SpongeBob will always deserve a spot in the
much
history of
better.
animation for being one of the greats because it
First
really is
seasons.
great.
Yeah.
Anyways, the third final question. So mostly directed at AC, but also for the rest of you. Are you guys as disappointed as me that Wander Over Yonder only got 2 seasons?
Yeah!
This should be directed at Sarah.
I haven't seen
Oh my god, Wander Over Yonder was my favorite show.
It's so funny.
It was so good.
And they ended on a big cliffhanger.
Yeah, they did, and I'm so disappointed that they Disney didn't renew it for a third season.
Mustard or mayo? Mustard or mayo?
Yeah.
It's one of the most beautifully animated shows they ever made. Like it's so fluid and creative. Darn shame.
And it was I felt like they were using it to its potential because they weren't just like, all right, we're gonna have them on in one area and see what they do. Like they were going all over the place, running into different designed characters and all sorts of funkiness.
Do you think they wanted another SpongeBob and they didn't get SpongeBob and they were kind of confused over it?
What do you mean another SpongeBob?
Because it was supposed to be on Cartoon. I'm sorry, was it Nickelodeon? I forget. Wonder.
It was Disney.
No. I'm saying, but it went somewhere else. And then they turned them down, and they went to Disney. I think Wander would have done much better on Cartoon Network. Much better.
Probably.
Because less.
They probably would have had a third season if it was on Cartoon Network.
Yeah. And they wouldn't have delegated it to Disney XD.
So there's a story though with this is that Saber was teasing Sarah about this, and at one point, I'll let you two kind of take it over.
So I like to joke with Sarah and give her a hard time because she's like a sister to me. And I'm like, hey, Sarah, did you hear the news? I'm trying to keep a straight face. Like, they canceled Wander Over Yonder.
And I'm just like, Because I've already heard this stuff before. Like, he always plays jokes on me, and I'm like, I don't believe you. And then, literally, a week later, the announcement comes out that it's not getting a new season, and I'm just like...
No, and here's the worst part.
Jinxed it!
And I know she's a huge fan, and she sent me a message being like, I guess you were right, Saber, with a frowny face, with a link. And I'm like, what? Oh, God! I broke her heart! I'm like, she's going to kill me in the next con.
No, but I mean, since it was directed at me, it was a show that, again, Sarah was like, I love it. She didn't care whether I watched it or not. She's like, it's on.
Yeah.
And but no, I was watching it with her. It was a fun show, and it's a shame that it didn't really. I don't know. It's weird to me. Yeah, but the thing is Disney's weird with some of their properties because some stuff they just don't do anything with.
This single episode didn't make $1 million. Cancel it.
Like Wander Over Yonder, there was no sign of it anywhere at their parks. Which for you could say the same about Gravity Falls. Yeah. And it's
to which Alex Hirsch actively is angry about, where he's like, Arby's makes better merchandise because there's Arby's does their little takes their paper and their food.
It took over half a decade for them to put marble into their theme parks.
Yeah. So Arby's will do the Twitter account where they put things together of sauce and stuff to make memorabilia of things. Yeah. And Arby's did that for Gravity Falls. And Alex Hirsch is like, wow, Arby's does a better job promoting my merchandise.
But it's true.
It's true.
I don't know. There's I get they have a lot of properties.
This isn't Frozen.
Speaking of Wander at the Disneyland parks, apparently they have some custodian people that go around and they actually have those pickup buckets that you sweep trash into, but they actually have water in them and they draw things on the concrete with brooms with water. Apparently you can ask them to draw Wander and they actually can do it. That's actually the one little bit of Wander.
But then Disney runs up with a pressure washer.
We'll have to find someone to do that.
Yes.
We'll have to do that.
I'll be like, can you please draw Judy Hopps?
That was my Instagram.
Judy Hopps. All right.
Thank you for your question, brother.
Thank you.
We got 10 minutes left?
About 10 minutes left and 4 questions here.
2 short questions.
Okay.
If you could choose one character from Zootopia to have fight for you in a fight, who would you choose?
What kind of fight are we talking about? Give us an opponent. Sylvester Stallone.
The cop boss guy. I forget his name.
Kogo? Chief Bogo?
The chief.
RoboCop! Let's go with RoboCop.
Ryan J.K. Simmons.
Who would you pick against RoboCop?
RoboCop?
Yeah, good luck.
See, I don't think I'd want to put Judy up against that just in case things don't go right.
So you admit defeat.
Well, what does my character get?
An AK-47.
So Mr. Biggs
fires up one shot. There goes Mr.
You get the gun that's to scale.
Actually, wait, can I change that?
Yes.
Chuck Norris is a weapon.
What is?
Just get to hit people with Chuck Norris.
Like, as like a blunt object, Chuck Norris?
In a world where humans don't exist, Chuck Norris is our only weapon.
Coming in the summer.
Chuck Norris.
So it's like Attack on Titan, where like they take over the nape of the of Chuck Norris. Gotcha.
Oh, that's different. That's a whole different question.
Is it, Laura? Is it?
No, but I mean, yeah. What do you think?
I'm thinking Mr. Manches when he's got all night howlered and it's crazy.
I was literally gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, like he can probably rip up a robot.
RoboCop?
I don't know. I've never seen that.
Ain't happening.
Either way, we're pitting up an animal against a RoboCop. So like,
what if Judy wore a RoboCop outfit?
I'd be all.
Fan art must
I'd be for Judy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say all over, and I'm like, that's gonna not sound. Yeah.
Especially with her sitting right next to you.
Well, that's no different than usual.
All right, thank you.
Oh, did you say?
Oh, you have another question?
Yeah, this one's really short. Favorite background pony?
So funny.
Cross it off your bingo.
Hasty turnip truck.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah. Hasty.
It changes with my mood.
Derpy. No, Derpy's
I really like
classic.
Dr.
It changes with your mood.
Yeah, because like I really like Doctor Who, so I really like Doctor Who's, but like
when you're angry, you pick up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What up?
All right, so have you guys seen the new Jungle Book movie?
Yes.
Or the new
Yes.
Tarzan?
Yeah.
So you know
Not
how they're
Tarzan.
using the CGI to make the animals look real?
Yeah.
Would you go see an MLP movie if they did that kind of CGI?
Absolutely. Oh my god, that would be so funny.
Can Christopher Walken voice them all?
I'm saying all the songs.
I'm trying to imagine how they would portray Pinkie Pie in that kind of breaking the fourth wall with the CGI.
But didn't
Spike's just like a Komodo dragon running around.
They would make Pinkie Pie still look cartoony.
Yeah, probably. So the answer was yes. Any opinions
Yeah, no,
on
I
that?
would definitely see that.
Is it written by M.A. Larson?
Yes.
You know what they need?
Larson is completely naked with long flowing hair, riding on the horses.
All right, that was it.
Yeah.
Get to work, fandom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Another really quick one.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Hey.
Can we get like a full experience of what happened at the Hard Rock Cafe in 2013 BronyCon?
Okay. You said that was a quick question. All right, so for
Unlike their service.
for those that don't know, it was a really weird scenario. Interesting question, but so
You've done your homework.
I vlog every convention I go to. Every convention I've ever gone to has been vlogged and logged. It's up on YouTube. So if you're ever thinking about going to one that I've been to, you could just punch it in and see, all right, let's get an idea of this vibe of this convention. But what I enjoy doing it is partially because it gives an opportunity for everyone to see, you know, like Saberspark. Oh, this is what he's like goofing off, but we hang a lot. This is not the script reading panel. I shouldn't be struggling. What happened was in Baltimore at BronyCon 2013. I have to check with you. It was my first time ever going to BronyCon, and it was just incredible. There's so many people there. You know, it's
overwhelming.
It's crazy, and there were a lot of musician friends that were there that were like. They were like, hey, we're going to go to Hard Rock if you guys want to join us, and a lot of us went. The problem is I believe, I forget which day it was on, but a lot of those guys had to perform.
It was Saturday.
It was, yeah.
So the concert, they had to be there for the concert on time. And Hard Rock Cafe is like, what's that? You have to be on time? Hold my beer. To which they literally did it because they it just took them forever to get us like our food. There was some food that never arrived. And we were expressing our anger, like, can you guys, like, it's been like an hour and a half, we want to go.
And this is, I always credit you on this, that you worked in the food industry. It's not like you were sitting there going, oh, I don't get what's taking so long.
I'm very patient.
Yeah.
Very understanding, but at this point it was like, no, there's no excuse. You guys are just dropping the ball.
I'll put it this way. We were there for over an hour, and somebody had to leave, and they left, and the waiter finally came out with the drink that they ordered, put it down on the table, and looked around and went, "Where'd they go?" And they're like, "They had to leave.
Didn't they threaten to make one of us pay for it?
And they said someone has to pay for that drink,
which is very dumb for a restaurant because the restaurant can go, "Sorry, we missed the mark." So
they're gone. An hour ago, they were like Paleo was there with us, and he ordered like a Mountain Dew, and he just sat there for like 2 hours going, "I wish I had a drink." Yeah, it was terrible. And then it got to the point where we hung around long enough to.
We paid our tab,
but people had to go, and they were like, "You know what? No, you guys are making this too gone," and they were getting mad at us, and it finally got to the point. I mean, it was just a mess. It was a mess.
I remember being like, "We're never coming back here." Oh, they banned us.
They said, "Oh, you guys never can come back here again," and we're like, "That's not going to be a problem. We're not coming back."
Exactly.
We're leaving. Well, you're fired.
You don't even work here and you're still fired.
Yeah, it was just a mess.
I wouldn't recommend it, guys.
The truth about Hard Rock Cafe, it's really more of a novelty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're still in business.
I've been this was the first time I've had an issue like this at a Hard Rock Cafe, so I don't know. That's pretty much the gist of it all, though. But thanks for that rundown.
Favorite quote, by the way. Look, she's gone. It's gone. Someone stole it.
Fizzy lifting drinks. All right, we got 3 minutes left. What's up?
Talking about the Disney weirdness and they're canceling shows and things. Did any of you watch Tron Uprising, or are you at least aware of what happened to it?
I didn't see that.
What happened?
No? Oh well, I don't know the whole story because I caught it later when it was on Netflix. But apparently, it not only went from one Disney channel to a different Disney channel at one point after a little hiatus, but they put it at Sunday night at midnight time slot.
And they wonder why it doesn't do well.
Why is no one watching?
It's 3 a.m. on Tuesday. Why isn't this performing?
I always loved how I knew I was up too late back when I was, 12 years old. I knew I had hit the really late portion of being alive because Mask of Zorro would come on in black and white, and I was like, I'm like an adult. It was like 3 a.m.
Midnight. It was very interesting too because they obviously put some money into it because Elijah Wood voiced the main character, and they actually got
a lot of money in Tron. Period.
Bruce Boxleitner was back to be Tron, and then I don't know, it was weird. 20 episodes. Yeah.
Tron just didn't click. I think it clicked better in Japan.
Yeah,
but not in America.
Now they've dropped the franchise.
Roller coaster. Did you know that?
Completely.
In Shanghai Disney, there's actually a Tron roller coaster.
Rip.
Yes.
Rip in peace, man.
Let's go right
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Last question.
Last question.
Hello.
Marty McFly.
The question for the whole panel is, what's your favorite childhood cartoon?
Good question. Close that out.
Show. What's your favorite childhood cartoon show?
So
Judge Judy.
Judy Hopps.
So a cartoon that I watched as a kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know for me, it's easy. It was Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers that resonated with me for some reason, and then when I refound it at the age of 16, it led to this, to this, to so.
It depends. What era of childhood are we talking about? Because I've been watching cartoons forever. So you mean when I was 8 or when I was 12?
Yes.
Yes.
Whenever.
The one that you.
When I was a kid, a little kid, that was a huge favorite.
What are most defined your childhood?
Rugrats was a big part, but Dexter's Lab when that showed up, I was like, I love Dexter's Lab. And then
I guess pick one from each era.
Samurai Jack. Oh, which has an episode tonight. And they're actually gonna be done with it, and by next week, Samurai Jack will be completed. So that's really cool. And a lot of other. Now what you're doing that, Invader Zim's getting a conclusion, I believe.
Yeah, 90-minute movie.
Hey Arnold.
Arnold,
Arnold's Modern Life. Pretty cool. What you guys think?
It's gonna be lame, but I gotta say SpongeBob because original SpongeBob was my favorite thing to watch as a kid, and it has stayed with me through my entire life that I can just be with people, and this guy's constantly being like, Krabby Patty secret formula all day, yesterday and today.
So I watched a lot of cartoons as a kid. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers is a big one, but I would probably have to say the Wild Thornberries was my absolute favorite when I was a kid. I love animals, I love nature, so that one was a given.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming out. And a reminder for all of you, we have I think this Wednesday we have a podcast.
Yeah.
We have a Twitter, so what is the Twitter?
At Semi-Perfect Pod.
Semi-Perfect Pod. So go ahead and follow it on Twitter.
Now
We'll keep you
this is
guys up to date on when the shows will be coming. Like we said, it's every other Wednesday. This Wednesday we have a show. We'll be talking about Everfree Northwest. Have a great rest of your convention, everyone.